The House canceled votes for the rest of the week and began their Thanksgiving recess early, before House Republicans managed to secure the funding to keep the lights on at the Justice Department and other federal agencies. Now, if all of this is making Senate Republicans look good, look no further than Oklahoma Senator Markwayne Mullin, who is fresh off his attempt yesterday to fight a witness at a Senate hearing. This is what the senator had to say today.
By the way, I'm not afraid of biting. I will bite.
Biting?
I'll bite 100%. Yeah. I mean, a fight, I'm going to bite. I'll do anything. I mean, I'm not above it. And I don't care where I bite, by the way. It just is going to be a bite.
Joining me now is Claire McCaskill, former Democratic senator from Missouri and an MSNBC political analyst. I, too, am blinking my eyes like, was that real, what we just saw, Claire? Do you remember the time in the Senate when you had to clarify where you would bite someone? I don't.
No, we're into really weird territory now.
Yes.
And here's what's kind of interesting about this, Alex. I'm going to give you a quote. The quote is, same clown car, different driver in the House. Now, guess who that quote is from? It's from a Republican member of the House. Now, think about that. I mean, I can't imagine when I was in the Senate that I would go out and be that derogatory towards the leadership of my own party. They are not a functioning majority.
Yeah.
They are schoolyard bullies. And this has devolved into something that, you don't know whether to laugh or cry because it is so embarrassing for our country. And you know what got this guy mad in the first place? The guy with two names? Mark Wayne or Billy Bob or whatever his name is.
It's Senator Markwayne Mullin. Yes, yes.
You know what got him mad? Because the head of the Teamsters tweeted a tweet that showed he was standing on a platform to look taller at a debate.
Oh, boy. I mean,
Yeah.
The Republican height obsession, that's its own television program. But, Claire, you say you don't know whether to laugh or cry, and I think it's like we're at the stage now where Republicans managing to fund the Justice Department or other federal agencies is like a remarkable feat of partisan organization. They have left early on their Thanksgiving recess because they can't figure out how to get appropriations bills passed. I mean, this is like in the food chain of like legislating, this is pretty darn near the bottom, is it not?
It is. It is as bad as it gets. The most important function that Congress has is to appropriate funds for the government. Everything works, including our Defense Department, including veterans benefits, including Social Security, Medicare, everything depends on appropriations. So it is really unfortunate that they cannot govern. Now, what's fascinating to me is they're not moving to kick Mike Johnson out yet. And so why didn't he just get it all done in this first time? Because guess what's going to happen the next time it all comes up? He's going to need Democratic votes because these guys that are in the far right MAGA caucus can't count. They are in some kind of la-la land that the Senate is not controlled by Democrats and that the White House is not controlled by Democrats. Legislating is a team sport that depends on negotiation, and half of the Republican caucus will not negotiate and doesn't want to play a team sport.
I ask you, you make the point, I think we should say it over and over again, nothing gets done without Democrats really saving the day for the Republicans in the House. What should Democrats do in terms of drawing attention to the dysfunction, the distaste for governing that seems to be the organizing principle of the modern day GOP, while also keeping the lights on? I mean, how do Democrats, for lack of a better term, play this one, right? Like they've got to save Republicans, but they've also got to show the American public this is the DNA of the grand old party.
Well, they're going to have to keep being as strong and united as they have been. Listen, we have some disagreements in our party. You just had on a guest that highlighted the fact that everyone doesn't agree on exactly how to deal with this horrible Middle East conflict that has plagued the world for decades. But you notice that almost all the Democrats voted together on this resolution that's going to keep the government open until after the first of the year. Same thing's happening in the Senate. There might be disagreements of policy in the Senate, but nobody is threatening to fight somebody. And in the Democratic Party, I hats off to the leaders in the House and the Senate of the Democratic Party that has managed, which is not always easy, to keep the caucuses united. And I think that helps the contrast. On one side, you've got the Marjorie Taylor Greens and the crazy caucus. On the other side, you have a pretty united front about not cutting benefits to the middle class, making sure that the government gets funded, making sure that the least of everyone doesn't get left behind. Those are the things they've been good at. And if they keep it up, I think the contrast will become more and more clear as the election gets closer.
Well, nobody on the Democratic side of the aisle is threatening to bite anyone as yet, so that's 1 point in their favor. Senator Claire McCaskill, who never had to threaten to bite anyone ever, as far as we know. Thank you for your time. It's great to see you, Claire.
You bet, Alex. Thank you.